Now, I just wanted to do a video here on the Carrera GT event. This is around the place for the next week and a bit. And yeah, just like, I'm sure a lot of people kind of like didn't get too challenged by too many of the challenges in this. Most of it was just kind of like used tickets in events where you had the cars. So there wasn't too many in the lines of like really tight challenges in terms of times. But like, it's kind of weird, but most of this thing kind of revolved around having a couple of the Porsche cars at gold, which have been available for ages. So the 718 came in the base version, not the Grand Prix versions of that car. So like that one at gold, the 911 GTS Coupe and the Targa 4S. So like a lot of people would have just either kind of had those cars from the events where they popped up in, or just picking up epics for them in the store and stuff. Now the epics for them became rarer at the start of this event, definitely, but yeah, they also became available in the shop to buy for like 10 euros plus. So for 10 euros or so you can buy like the epics for the Cayman, the Targa and the Carrera, and I kind of wouldn't advise doing that really. It's just down to like some luck with getting them in the store. If you're obviously heading towards the end of this event, you'll have made up your own mind as to if you're going to spend something on trying to finish it off. I'd be kind of torn about doing that in terms of spending that amount of cash on them. What I might suggest instead, if people are kind of cutting it close and waiting on just one of those epics, is coming here to the Legend store and seeing for them to appear here. Now, one of the things you can do with that as well is like a 20 token refresh on this portion. And yeah, like it costs 20 tokens the first time, then 80 tokens, and it resets that every midnight. But yeah, like definitely, if you're short an epic for the Targa or the 911 GTS, say, like shuffling this around the place for 20 tokens is definitely worth it, especially if you're collecting other blueprints from this as well. Now there is one other way of getting them, which is 1,000 tokens for a single epic import pack. One thing I'd say about that is the fact that like this has 10 potential different epics inside there. Say you could end up getting like the Porsche 911 GT1, the Taken, the Carrera GT itself, the 2 Grand Prix ones. Like neither of those are going to do anything for you. If you're missing a highly tuned 911 GT3, an epic for that is going to be completely wasted. So like you are completely just rolling the dice here, and you've got a 3 in 10 chance of getting the 911, the 718 or the Targa's 4S one. I kind of really would advise against spending the 1,000 tokens in there. It's a very heavy hit altogether. This is another one of those special events as well where the car packs become available once the car is unlocked. So yeah, like it becomes incredibly cheap to get blueprints for that once they are available. But yeah, you have to just reach that point where you can unlock the Carrera GT for that to happen, of course. Now, one of the stages that people would have probably encountered fairly early on in this is the stage 15 track, and that one is probably one of the main ones where there's like a really tight time component to it, and that's going to be my condition, say 750. 749 conditions just before unlocking all of the rest of the events, because stages 24 through to the end of the event are all a 750 gate. Now that's just using the Carrera GT in all of those days as far as I know, but yeah, I'm not actually sure. I'm guessing most of those are going to be star gated for that Carrera GT itself. Now I could just do that quite easily in one race with the Taken, but instead I wanted to do a race here stage 15 in the actual Carrera GT, because yeah, I've got mine at 2 stars, 1 blueprint away from that 3rd star. I could get the next thing, but yeah, this race here, with a 2-star version of the car, it is possible to get a time of 1:16, definitely, because I got a 1:16.1 when I was doing this before. And so you can get 500 tokens and 500,000 credits out of this. Like, that's one of the things in this event. There's loads of tokens to be had, but for all of them you have to kind of spend some tokens to get some tokens. So it's kind of weighing up where your Porsches are right now, and then kind of looking at the event and going, where can I spend some tokens to upgrade those cars, and then will you get them back? So if you need, like, say, the 911 GTS or the 918, you can get those from the Ferdinand packs that are still in the shop. Or if you want just straight up Carrera GT blueprints, you're going to have to, yeah, just get those packs, but you'll have to unlock the Carrera GT itself. Now, I want to see if I can get these 4 packs from this without upgrading the car. But if not, there's other means of doing this. You can also pay tokens to skip these conditions. If I was to do that, it would just bring me up to the requirement. But I really don't like spending tokens on skipping conditions ever. I think it's kind of a waste of tokens in comparison to spending those tokens on, say, getting blueprints for the car. Admittedly, it's a low enough cost, but again, it's going to be down to where your individual garage is going to be. I would say that breaking a 114 is going to be incredibly tight if you've got a low start version of the Carrera GT. So if you were in a situation where you thought like you might not get through this event entirely, and you needed one extra condition, it wouldn't be the worst idea to go for this back-ended skip here that I've got selected. And yeah, again, that is, I would say, probably the best worst idea, if that makes sense. Just, yeah, because I would be against doing that. But I'm going to see if I can knock out this 116 in the Carrera GT at the condition that I have this car. So it's definitely possible, because I had one little kind of encounter, we'll say, with the AI when I was doing this race earlier, and yeah, I put in a 116.1, which sucked. But yeah, it's definitely one where I think you can knock out like the last of the conditions using this car as it stands now. My garage has a 3-star 911 GT3 RS and the gold Targa 911 and 918. As well as one other one that's gold as well. All they did the low end. I had a 714 Cayman. This event though, with a low starred Carrera GT, I noticed is that the AI is incredibly aggressive to it, or can be. So they'll like try and T-bone into the side of you very, very frequently, just because of the fact that AI is kind of determined to be aggressive based on your car's rating. So you definitely need to be aware of the fact that like they will be more aggressive to you if your car is lesser tuned. That's always the way the AI is kind of in this game. There's a point where they basically like you pass a threshold for car rating, and then the AI will effectively leave your car alone a bit more. But the way, yeah, my car is, they really hate this thing at the start of the race. Around here though really sucks for the Carrera. This has another Porsche. It's got the same problem a load of them have, which is the back end of the car is where all the weight is. So you really have to be careful with trying to lurch it around these corners and not like end up slamming the back end of the car off of walls. Just really sucky when you're trying to drift this thing around the corners. Even there, scraping off the wall. And yeah, I thought 116 would be beatable definitely in that car at 2 stars. So you can farm out the 750 conditions without like say without me using say my taken token stages back there. Also kind of thinking like with those blueprints, there is the chance that I can actually get the car started up to the 3rd star from those. But what that does mean now is that the rest of the stages for this are going to be unlocked for me as well. So I get through, yeah, stages 24, 25, and they're all rated and star gated throughout then. Stage 29, what are you waiting for? A top 1% and a top 1 reward, then down to a top 25%. So there is some tokens to be had back from this. 1,500 for the person who lands on the top, which is pretty cool, but just keep in mind the fact that that's only going to be a really small amount of players, and yeah, the majority of people are probably going to put in around the top 50 and top 25 in this. There's really not a lot of players that have gotten this far in the event, so like expect there to be a very difficult threshold to press up in this to get the 300 tokens. I would be very happy with from this. But even at that, just keep in mind the fact that like the top 1 person here is getting 1,500 tokens. That's effectively 2 10 packs of Carrera GT blueprints. It's nothing in terms of the cost that it would make to get up to that top 1%. So like I'm always saying, just like weigh up the what you're going to spend to what you're going to get back from it. And definitely here, that's an incredible spend for like 1 person to get that reward. If you think you're the number 1 person in the world, go for it. Now, stage 23 in this, I've kind of been locked away from a tiny bit as well, and that is the 911 GT3 RS, this is a car where I'm missing 7 blueprints from getting that up to the star rating for that. And then again, like 7 blueprints missing from that car. And if I get those 7 blueprints, say I will get access to this first one, which is a bunch of blueprints for the Carrera GT, enough to get me to the next star. And also it'll get back 500 tokens. So you see there where I'm doing like kind of weighing up what I'll get out of it. So effectively, if I was to spend the tokens on the 911 GT3 RS, it's an easier pathway for me to kind of get that star up for the Carrera GT as my garage stands. And yeah, I'd advise people kind of do somewhat similar math themselves, just try and work it out. Like, where's the easiest path to some blueprints? Because it's very likely that, or almost certain that, I will get back 10 or 20 packs of Carrera GT. So I'm definitely going to get 1 blueprint for the Carrera GT. So in this way, if I spend tokens on the 911 GT3 RS, I'll be able to start up, come in here, do this race, get those 500 tokens, and effectively pay for that upgrade, and then get a 911 GT3 RS upgrade and the Carrera GT at the same time from this day. But these other 2 days then, stage 24 and 25, they're available, but is it star-gated off? Ooh. Hello at stage 24. Airtime of 1.8 seconds, which in any track should be simple. 2 perfect runs for 750 tokens, and then 28 seconds. I really am unsure about how easy or difficult that's going to be, but still an epic import part there for that. And in these packs, no blueprints, but a very low chance, as far as I've been made aware of these packs, of a Carrera GT epic import part. But yeah, 2 perfect runs for 750 tokens. Yes, please. Stage 25, more or less the exact same thing. No blueprints to possibly be had inside here, but instead you've got another 1,000 tokens, 2 barrel rolls, and 6 perfect nitros required. I mean, that's absolutely, 6 perfect nitros? Yeah, that's easy enough. 2 barrel rolls, depends on the track. Not sure which one it is, but I'm sure it can work 2 barrel rolls out to get 1,000 tokens from any track. Stage 26, though, whoa. 6 nitro bottles picked up for 1,500 tokens. That is, whoa, that is a lot of tokens. And for that, I need to just get the car up to that rating, which kind of sucks a small bit for me because of the fact of where my gold is at. But hopefully I can work this one out in a way of getting the gold from the days to actually get the next stage unlocked. 3,700, is that going to pay for itself? 2,000 tokens. Whoa, there's a lot of math I'm going to need to do to work out like how far along I'm going to bring this car, because yeah, that's definitely going to pay for a lot of packs of cards for this actual car. Definitely going to kind of pay for itself to go through a lot of these days. And 2.5k tokens in for a single knockdown in stage 28. I mean, that is just a case of get the car to there. And there's 2.5 million credits as well, so like that will almost pay for the upgrades as I go along through those days. So definitely going to be looking at doing these days as much as possible. They're all 3 ticket events though, so like I'm just going to give it a 1 pop here and see kind of what this is like. 2 perfect runs, tiny bit of air time, and a 28-second run. Let's see what track that is. That's that point where I realized the fact that I've got the 2 stars, so I can have my custom bright yellow car. Why not? Yeah, but let's take a look at what track is there then for this. Looking perfect runs, tiny bit of air time, and it's in Cairo. Huh. I think because this is going to be an incredibly short track to be a 28-second. Carrera GT is not a bad car in the slightest. It's just definitely one that, like, it's sort of cool. It's like the Porsche 918. The only difference is it's a B-class car. So this is actually quite useful in the multiplayer season and World Series, being able to have a car that's on par with, or maybe even slightly better than the 918. Oui. Sorry, AI. But I know there's a ramp up at this side where I want to get that 1.8 seconds if I can. But it's just a test of the car's drifting to bring it around this loop. And it's not too bad, but like I said, it's definitely cool to have a car that's very similar to the 918, but available in the B class. But yeah, that's not too difficult in the slightest to get those. The only thing is that's a complete and utter ticket sink. 1.8 seconds of airtime. This is actually quite easy to do that time. It's like 28 seconds. So yeah, I think I could definitely hit that barrel roll ramp and like hit it high and a bit wonky, and I'll soak up that extra airtime. Give me those credits so I can actually tune up the car once I get it to the next star rating, definitely, because like this is one where this car is gonna pay for itself, as you can see, like with the amount of tokens available in the 750. Hopefully this kind of like shows people what they're aiming for. I just say, by the way, whoever decided to make those packs be like the 714, the 918 and the 911, yeah, that was funny for day 1 and day 2. In this event, it's just sucked because it means that so many packs are just absolutely worthless. Like, they're not tokens, they're not blueprints, they're not epics, they're just a joke amount of credits, and like 750 packs of these later, how can I put this? It's a pretty meh joke. Trying to think of a word that's not a swear there. Very difficult. But yeah, that's a really not cool thing to do to players. Just the fact of 750 packs of 700 credits is just a complete another waste of time and really demoralizing to play through this. Also kind of sucks for progress. But 750 tokens. That's nice. why ruin a cool reward by also giving it meh amount of credits? Hey, at least there's one cool thing about these epic packs. Yeah, instead of being like 10 tokens in these ones, the token reward is actually 100. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's still a torturously annoying amount of credits, but yeah, geez, 100 tokens. Very nice. Let's see, the stage 25 day then. The Porsche Carrera GT offers an incomparable driving experience. No, it's the same as the 918. It's exactly the same. Incomparable. It's a car. Perfect Nitro 6. Sucks having to do so many of those in what's going to be an incredibly short race. This is a 24-second race. Trying to do 6 perfect Nitros, you need cheese. But 2 barrel rolls. It depends on the track. What track is 25 seconds? And there's 2 barrel rolls, 6 perfect nitro opportunities. But yeah, I'm just going to go more so for the speed, see the track, and yeah, make a judgment from there. 24.5 seconds. Let's see. And yeah, because like my car is exactly on the edge here of this day. Roman byroads. Is that the daily car loot stage? Might be. Daily car loot one's doable in like 24 seconds. It is not, because that's not the intro to that. Huh. I do not recognize this Rome layout. See, like, it's odd because you really rarely see these 20 to 30 second races. I'm trying to think quickly, where's the barrel ramp here? Is there one? What's that doing here? And they've added another barrel ramp. Let's see. Oh, is this the one that just ends right at the end of... Yeah, that appears in like about 2 career events. 23.3 seconds. Barrel ramps, simple times, simple again, even with that car right on the edge of that. And yeah, 6 perfect nitros, that's going to take some cheesing to get those. But then again, for like 1.25 million credits over the 5 of those, definitely drop some cheese on that. Just put the car into blue, out of blue, into blue, out of blue, into blue, out of blue. And yeah, doing that and getting 25 seconds should be easy enough, I would say. That's pretty cool. And another 1,000 tokens in the bag. My cup runneth over. And yay, 1,000 tokens, joke amount of credits, meh game loft. And yeah, let's see. Now, my next point of attack for this would probably be to try and do stage 26. For that, I need to upgrade this car, but The easiest way for me to do that is most likely going to be through stage 23, which is odd, but it's a roundabout way, but I get a double bonus from this. So basically, if I go into stage 23 right now, I can bring up the 911 GT3 RS and get access to these packs here. And this will also give me 500 tokens back, as well as the blueprint for the Carrera to bring that up to the next stage. And it'll give me, of course, that star upgrade on the 911 GT3 RS, effectively gifted for free. So, watch me get nothing but blueprints for the wrong Porsche this time. So yeah, for me to get the 911 GT3 RS, I think I need 8 blueprints for it. And I'm going to use the Ferdinand's pack here, which has it. So for that, I need 2 sets of the 911 blueprints, because they are actually 4 inside this. And, oh, I hate the fact that the 918 is in this. And as people commented on my videos, people hate the fact that I really dislike C-Does getting mulched in this. Because yeah, obviously 918 is an amazing car, but I've got it maxed out. So yeah, there is the dread of the fact that 911 through this, the GT3 RS is great. 918, it's trade coins. 911 GT1 Evolution is effectively worthless as well, because I need 50 blueprints to get that to the final star. That's not going to happen unless I've got the worst luck in the universe. But yeah, it's really unlikely to happen before I would get that 911 GT3 RS upgrade to next star. Oh, because of the fact as well that they have a little bug now where when you would click on this 10 packs of this, if the pack would unlock a star up for the Porsche 911 GT3, say, the green icon would appear on your garage in the top left hand side. And because I kind of like the surprise factor of figuring that out as it happens, yeah, I've deliberately left the car waiting to star up. So now that's already up there. So I can't tell beforehand if this would be the star up or not. It's kind of fun. In a fun kind of way. Oh, please not 918. And yeah, like, there we go, 911 GT1. At least it's not the ones that are getting mulched. But like, I really, really don't want the blueprints for that, because like, I think after this event has ended, it's... Hello. 750 tokens. I love this game sometimes. Also, it still spoiled it for me because this thing had the star up icon on it, the very first one of those that appeared. And yeah, I've, if anything, overshot it by 1 blueprint. Woot! 911 GT3 RS upgrade. Do it. I love the look in that car. It's actually like probably one of the nicest kind of handling Porsches in the game. Even at 3 stars, it's just genuinely fun to drive. And yeah, I'll happily take a star up for that as a means to get through the next stages in this. So yeah, like I said, now I've got stage 23 here, and now I can actually do this to try to get that 42-second time. Also, 4 nitro bottles, some 360s required. All I need to do is actually upgrade the car in tuning, and hopefully 4.5 million is enough to do that, because this needs to be right up to the 3,200 to be able to actually do that. Oh, it's gonna be tight. Let's see. Or will it be tight? No, it won't. Not at all. That's really good, because like I was kind of worried that I would be close to the mark on not being able to actually pay for the upgrades for this, because it's a really bad situation I'm actually kind of in a small bit with the way my credits and tokens are. I ran out of credits earlier in this week while getting the car prepped for the Grand Prix, because yeah, I brought that car up to 3 stars and then just did not have the credits to do it with. Even saying that, like, this is going to run me straight down to under the 1 million mark, maybe. Never a good place to be in when you like effectively, you know, I don't want to ever be in a position where I have tokens that I can get upgrades for cars with, but I then will not be able to upgrade them, yeah, to the point where they're worth using. So, like, say here, I have this 911 now up to the level where I can use it for this event, but I am underneath the actual credits amount that I would need to bring the the Carrera GT up. So I'm gonna need to like actually take some time out to farm the credits from these days by doing like the shockwaves and stuff like that. But yeah, kind of like I said, it's almost as bad a position to be in where you don't have credits as a position where you don't actually have tokens, because it's nearly worse in some ways, because yeah, without the credits, like there's no real way of kind of getting those quickly. You can bot in multiplayer, I guess, which is cool, but not really a fan of doing that ever. 911 GT3 RS is made for lovers of true motorsport. I'd agree with that sentiment. It's a really cool car, and this is kind of like the opposite of the Chiron as well. This Porsche has it, where basically like the Chiron, if it touches off a wall, it tends to go up along the wall, roll over, and just explode on its roof. 911 GT3 RS has a tendency to roll up a certain amount, and because the car is quite rounded, I found that there's times where it'll ride along a wall on like two wheels basically touching the ground, but then have the ability to kind of like roll onto its door and then roll back again to where it's a flat car. So like I really love that car, and yeah, like I said, I was not going to turn down the ability to get effectively a free upgrade. So like for me, I spent 750 tokens. This condition right here for the nitro bottles times 4 is giving me back 500 when I have that fully farmed out, and then it's going to give me access to the next thing as well, because I don't know. What are the chances I don't get a single blueprint from these 20 packs for the Carrera GT? It would be very unlikely. Let's give this race a run though and see how tight that is. What is it? 42 seconds. Perform 10 360s in a 42 second race. You spin me. Don't want to get hit with a copyright claim. 4 nitro bottles, simple. 10 360s. What track is this gonna be on? Now, so this stage 23 track then, it's a cut on Osaka, which is actually a fairly odd track. It does have a lot of 360 opportunities. It doesn't have a whole lot of nitro bottles actually, so if anything, that's the one that's going to take the cheesing here. But it's also a track which, like, it's not exactly simple to get 42 seconds, especially with the GT3 RS just on the cusp of 4 stars. So, yeah, I'm going to focus on the 42 seconds for a run, and you'll see the track and see why it's simple to get the 360s, but maybe less so that time. But definitely, my main goal with this is to get that last blueprint for the next star on the Carrera GT. And that way, like I said, it will have been 750 tokens for a star up for the GT3 RS and a star up for the Carrera GT, which is, yeah, just the cheapest way that I can possibly get 2 star ups for a single 750. Especially that star up, which is going to grant me, like, what, 2,000 tokens back for the Carrera GT? I mean, tasty. That will also give me access to the stage 15 to get further goals in there. But yeah, you can see like first ramp there. Let's see, can I nab some nitro bottles this time around? I'm literally not going to do 360s because yeah, I tried those, and yeah, getting 10, it's a small bit excessive to the point where like yeah, it's kind of costly on the time just to kind of repeatedly do them. And yeah, you could do those together with this, but I can see the lack of nitro bottles as well on this cut of Osaka, because it's a really, really short portion of the track. And 41, 40, yeah, like that is tweet in the 911 GT3 RS, and you're not really going to be like hanging about there like going searching for nitro bottles. Couldn't be much more on the cusp of that 42 seconds. 41.956. I mean, really, really, that is. not an easy track to go and do those. You will probably end up having to like repeatedly hit up that one to get the tokens and the things. Boom! Carrera GT. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? So yeah, that's 750 tokens, like I said, for a star up for my Carrera. I'll pop your spoiler. And yes, very nice. Ooh, that's third star rank up there. Oh, you could spend 70 tokens on skipping out on those. Wouldn't really advise doing that on any of those. Like I said, it's just a case of come back in here with some tickets and chuck them at this. Like, realistically, I would probably advise do this one in the 42 seconds, then coming back in here and doing the 360s and then the nitro bottles separately, just because of the fact that like that time is so tight that yeah, it's definitely one that just kind of like you need to kind of focus on just doing that. I'm trying to put some light on this, but yeah, what I would advise here is just maybe come back in here and spend the 2 tickets and the fuel unit for the 911 GT3 RS and just pretty much go and hunt out nitro bottles with a bit of cheese. So just like drive over one, drive back, drive over one, drive back, and just do that once or twice and then drive for the finish line doing 360s just on the road, but just ignoring that 42-second requirement, because it's going to be really tough to yeah, go in here and actually get the nitro bottles, the 360s, and the 42 seconds. I would think with a 4-star version of the GT3 RS, very, very tough altogether. If you had a higher star version of the GT3 RS, there's a lot of extra packs to be had inside there. So you've got like 40, 50, 60 additional Carrera GT packs to be had there. But I think for me, that's 47 blueprints, and like trying to get 47 blueprints means needing to hit the 911 GT3 RS 12 times. The first time I was opening those Ferdinand packs, I did that in about 15k tokens. I got, I think it was a 13 sets of blueprints for the 911 GT3 RS. So realistically, like I am not going to spend 15,000 tokens just to get this car up and then try and get those 60 Carrera packs that way. That would not be an efficient use of tokens, definitely not. It would be easier for me to just now buy Carrera GT packs to start that car up that bit more. So yeah, that's stage 26 going to be unlocked then for me by doing that. The only problem is, yeah, I'm going to need to go and actually farm out some of the other credit avenues, because yeah, I'm at 1.5 million, and like I was mentioning earlier, I don't think that's going to be enough to basically tune this car up to the requirement for that. Or will it scrape it? Dang it! 50k. So I need to do some multiplayer racing with this, or grind out. I need to do 10 minutes of multiplayer racing anyway, because I'll need to yeah, hit up the next ticket on this one.
12 seconds later.
But at least multiplayer 1 is pretty cool for getting yeah, an absolute monstrous amount of credits, so I can fill up that bank a small bit easily thanks to that anyway. Just a case of an infinite amount of them, as long as you're willing to just race it out. Taking one more look at stage 26 then, and going for the credits, tokens and time together. I'm going to do one run where I go for them all, and then see about a second run where I'm just going to go for those nitro bottles with a cheese if I can't actually nail them properly. So I only have 2 fuel units here for the Carrera GT. And yeah, we'll give it a pop. Let's see. I am trying to get like as many of the rewards done as fast as possible for this, but yeah, if I can't get it on this, I'm just going to do a cheesy cheese. It's always the easiest solution for any of the quests. I'm going to take a look down the arrows, and yeah, it is just one right before the jump here. I'll go around and see, can we get 6? And that time 1 there. Then line up for the finish line. Did I get that time? I got a shockwave. Got the nitro bottles. Cool. And the time. Just about. Alright, so that is possible. Yeah. Ugh. It would have missed out on getting the epic for that. But yeah, that one's like quite easier to do. But knocking out the nitro bottle is one of that's pretty awesome to do with also getting 3 of those epics. Let's see. We get more tokens from that. I like tokens. The end of this event has been pretty crazy with the BS tiny amounts of credits. They suck so much when you're like, cool, it's 300,000, a ton of tokens, and blah, nothing. But still, you cannot say no to that. That's like 2 10 packs. I'm really just trying to weigh up now if I'm going to try and push this car further here, because let's see, this reward would be 2,000 tokens, which is just under 3 packs of 3 10 packs. So effectively, if I had really bad luck with that, that's effectively 9 blueprints paid for with the worst possible luck. Ooh. What I might do is I'll put this video together and I'll be going to farm out some of the rest of these to get the rest of the credits and see where I stand then, because I'm going to need a lot of credits to also upgrade that car. But yeah, also back here on stage 23, I've got 18 more packs of Carrera GT blueprints potentially that I can get out of that. And then back here on stage 15, I've got potentially about 10 more or so packs there, 10, 12 more packs of Carrera GT stuff. So what I might do is grind those out. I'll check this video up and I'll just kind of, see how I'm doing after that. But like, hopefully people see kind of the later stages in this and see what rewards are lying there if you're trying to make a decision. Like I said, there is about a week or so left in this one as of creating this video. So 6 days left. Definitely put those cars to use and try and get as many rewards as possible. But just always weigh up stuff, like weigh up what you're going to spend on tokens and if you're going to get a reward back from them. So just see, and also of course, like it's cool with stuff like the 911 GT3 RS and the fact that I got the star up for that, which gave me the star up then for the Carrera GT. So just see where you might be able to like kind of like spend some tokens intelligently. But yeah, just chugging along in this event still. I kind of put it off for quite a bit. But yeah, like there's a lot of kind of cool enough rewards to be had for this if you've got a garage that was kind of prepped for it with the old Porsches, the Targa 911 and 714. But like realistically, this special event is kind of a bit weird because of the fact that like, yeah, the Carrera GT is a cool enough car, but it's a B-class car. And even when it's maxed out, because there's one of those stages where you got to do a trial run of it, but yeah, maxed out, it's kind of on par with the 918, which is a good car, but it's also very, very available in game. Whereas, yeah, this one is kind of like, it's a B-class version of it, which is cool enough. So like, if I was to get this up to the 4th star, it would make the World Series slightly easier having it because, yeah, it's a cool enough top speed and the handling, acceleration, and nitro are really nice on that car. Like, it's tempting, if not for the fact that it's kind of very, very similar to another car. So I might see, like, after getting these conditions, where I am standing at with the event and see what I'm going to do myself. I wouldn't advise anyone burning too much tokens, or definitely not real money, chasing down this car. Like, there's better cars on the way up. In the next 9 days time, I think it is, the Porsche season is going to end, and the Lamborghini season is going to kick off nearly straight after that. So that'll be another $9.99 season pass, say in the Europe regions, or probably the same price I think in most places. But yeah, like I would probably advise more pushing into the Lamborghini and getting the Lamborghini season pass rather than spending, like if you're looking at spending cash in the Carrera GT, I would say if you're missing out on this, unless you're pretty much like really, really seeking down this car, I wouldn't splash out too much on this event, not towards the end of it anyway. And like, if you're kind of in ticket trouble as well, like you see there, all of those last events take 3 tickets each. So you're talking about getting to do 3 runs of those in like an hour and a half kind of cycle for your tickets to refuel. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough time to be kind of like encouraging pushing in this event. But yeah, hopefully like this helps out a couple of people if you're like looking at those last couple of events and seeing what's available in them. If I didn't show it in this, by the way, that reward for 725 conditions, which shows a token icon, that's 1,000 tokens that's available there. So yeah, if you're coming up on that and getting close to it, just know the fact that the token reward is 1,000. But I'm gonna go and fire my last fuel unit into one of those and yeah, see if I can get some more rewards out of it, guys. There's a sub button up there over my head. If you find these videos interesting or entertaining, give that a click, please. Over there you've got indie videos where I take a look at the indie games on Nintendo Switch and give a quick review on the smaller titles on the system. And at this side, it's just something that YouTube's algorithms thinks you like on my channel. Probably be Asphalt related. But yeah, guys, good luck, drive safe, and let us know in the comments if you've got this car and how you're getting on through the event. Alright, good luck.